All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the weekly recap. So I didn't cover the recap of last upper week because the audio sounded bad. Right, so I'm going to be doing the recap for last upper week, and let's get into the video. So the first pair that we took last week was CAD JPY. The first pair we took last week was CAD JPY, and we are just simply waiting for a break and retest above this area of interest right here to buy. Right, on the daily time frame, we had we had multiple dojis, and usually what happens after doji is a strong reversal, right? So we're expecting that reversal last week. So I actually mentioned why this trade wasn't really the best pair to take that week, but let me show you what we saw for last week. I mean last upper week, right? So I followed this trade here on YouTube too as well. As you can see, I told you guys my first potential trade. I'll be entering in about 40 minutes or 10 minutes depending on which time frame give us the engulfing. And I also was expecting a drawdown because this candle right here was a Marabuzu candle. And let me explain what Marabuzu candle is. So if you check every other single candlestick right here, they all have a top wick and they all have a bottom wick except for the engulfing candlestick confirmation, right? So price is likely to come back down to create that bottom wick, right? So we are waiting for the engulfing, and the engulfing didn't really happen, but turns out price was coming to create that bottom wick at the time, right? So we are still waiting for an engulfing. So as soon as we got the engulfing, we entered the trade, and if you look closer, you see that price started shooting up. I was feeling all good because I felt like we are going to take profit in about 1 hour or very fast, right? But price didn't really do that. Price came back into drawdown, right? This was where price was. Price came back into drawdown and eventually started going back into profit. I kept on following this trade, and this was the 1 hour time frame of that same trade. But let's just look for the 30 minutes where it makes sense, right? So price went back up and it didn't get to take profit target. Look at how close it was. It was very close to take profit and it didn't come back. It just reversed all the way down, but we kept on setting and forgetting, and then price had this big momentum candle and then eventually hit take profit. This was the trade right here. This one right here. So that was the first pair we took for last week. We entered on Monday and we closed on Mondays. The second pair we took last upper week was GPP JPY, where we explained what we are looking for on that trade, and we are just simply going to be waiting for a break and retest under this level to sell, right? So I think we took this trade on a 30 minutes also as well. So let's go over to the 30 minutes. So on the 30 minutes, we had a cleaner break and a retest. We enter at this engulfing right here, and then we put our stop loss above here. Now there's a reason for this small box right here, is how to avoid weak outs. So if you have not watched that video, please go and watch that video because weak outs are very prominent in the market, right? On a normal day, you would have put a take profits like a stop loss like this, and if you extend it, you can see that this candle right here would have wicked us out, right? So go watch that video, it's very important. So this was how the trade was looking, and it gave us a 1:2 risk to reward ratio right here. Then the third pair we took last upper week was ADCHF. I actually lost on that pair, so we had 2 wins and 1 loss on the trades for last upper week. Where is it? All right, so this was the trade, right, for last upper week. I also posted this trade. I posted GPP JPY too as well. This was when we hit take profit on CAD JPY, and let's see where GPP JPY. AUDCHF, the one I'm covering right now, was actually in profit. This was how it was looking at the time, right? And then GBP JPY, this was how it was, and then we hit take profit eventually. All right, this was when we hit GPP take profit on GBP JPY. So those were the three pairs we took last upper week. We won 2 and then we lost 1, and that's pretty much it for this trade update.